Well, hello and welcome to the Facebook page for Greater Dewi's Land. Can I welcome you all once again on this Sunday? It's the second Sunday after Easter. And in the collect today, we are called upon to follow in the footsteps of Christ. We have the wonderful Gospel reading from St. John, the Gospel of the Good Shepherd. I can remember many years ago speaking to the late Mr. Roy Watkins, a former school teacher in St. David, and telling him that my great-grandmother was always known throughout her life as Maggie Pantry. She was known that because that was the name of the family farm in Pengandy on Dowlas Top, no longer there. Modern day Asda is built on the site. And I can remember Mr. Watkins telling me that there was a baker in St. David known as Die Crust. And on one occasion the Queen visited St. David's and she had tea in the deanery with the dean at the time, and the bread for the sandwiches was provided from the bakery of Die Crust, who thereafter was known as Die Upper Crust. Well, even today we know of people who are known by their profession, Die the Milk. And indeed, in this area, so many people are named after the farms in which they work and live on, and has been in family generations, in their family for many generations indeed. Well, I dare say that the thought of the Good Shepherd is something we can appreciate and fully understand in this part of the world. And we are surrounded by people who are shepherds, by people who are herdsmen, who tend flock and cattle, and we realise that it is a job, it is a vocation, it is something which they do 24 hours a day, 7 days of the week, every week in the year. It is a job which they don't count the time for, but they do willingly and lovingly, and we can appreciate fully the role that they play. Well, today we see a variety of good shepherds. We see a variety of people who are striving to follow in the footsteps of Christ. We see the people in the NHS working on our behalf. We see the great network of people who are doing their best to provide us with daily care and support. I can remember many years ago being in the Pyrenees Mountains, and I was very fortunate to observe in a large field a huge Pyrenean mountain dog. It wasn't a herding dog. He was there to guard, to protect, and to love the flock, to look after every single sheep. Well, as we all witness at this very present time, we come across a variety of shepherds, people who are in our midst with a variety of gifts, a variety of talents, who in their various roles and guises do their best to protect, to love, and to care for each and every one of us. People who are prepared to do their best to follow in the footsteps of Christ. And in the Gospel today, we find the words that the Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. Many people at this very present moment are sadly prepared to lay down their own lives, to go that extra mile in caring and tending to our needs. Well, I was very humbled and privileged this week to spend some time with soldiers from Brodie who have been redeployed in their particular roles, helping out on the NHS frontline, driving ambulances and working alongside paramedics and other nurses and doctors in the medical profession. They're defending us, you and I, not on the battlefields of Afghanistan or in Iraq or anywhere else throughout the world, but here in our own land, fighting a battle, an enemy which is very difficult to see, but is greatly frightening and horrendous effect. Well, we are very grateful for all of these people who are doing their best throughout our society, making sure that life goes on as best as normal as can be. And the one thing which has always struck me when I visit hospitals I see all the staff, the doctors and nurses, for those who are working in the canteen, from the ladies pushing the trolleys around, is that they always do it with a smile. When I spoke to the soldiers this week, they were working extremely hard, but they had a smile upon their face. And there's a lovely quotation which I've looked up. A smile is a light in the window of a face, which shows that the heart is at home. A smile is a light in the window of a face, which shows that the heart is at home. So many of these people who are doing their best to be shepherds for us, that we are their flock, do it willingly and with a glad and joyful heart, doing their best to love and care for us. So once again, in our prayers, we say thank you for people who are prepared to defend us, for people who are prepared to love us, even though we may be strangers to them. To them, we are regarded as being very, very precious indeed. Well, all my love to each and every one of you. Please take care. This is Mick the Vic. I'm not going to say Media Mike, because I really don't know how to work this technology. But you're always in my prayers, and I'm sure we can spend a little bit of time today and each day thanking so many people at this very present time indeed. All my love. Take care now.